What a great job Greg Andrulis did imitating Ralph Edwards. Some of you don't know who Ralph Edwards is. Google it, but not now. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Wow. Where did you get the picture of a young Clint Eastwood? Where's that? 60 years. I started 60 years ago in soccer. Greg mentioned so many things that, it's hard to believe that all of them could be true. There has to be some, for want of another word, BS. Some of it is BS, but for me, BS means before Sunil. So Sunil, my memory of you goes way back to Connecticut when, in fact, I refereed games of yours at Cheshire High School. And Don Winchenk is here, too, and he also refereed games of yours. But my most cherished memory of an experience with you was in Trinidad and Tobago when we finally did win that game that we weren't supposed to win and qualify for 1990 World Cup. We didn't believe we were going to win. We didn't even have champagne, but the Trinidad Tobago team gave us theirs. And you came into the locker room, and you shook my hand and looked me in the eye, and you said, "Thank you very much." And I knew it wasn't about Paul Caligiuri's goal because, honestly, 100% I had nothing to do with that. But I thought maybe I had something to do with the 4 straight shutouts that Tony Meola recorded in the last 4 qualifying games, and if he would have given a goal up in any one of those games, we would not have made Italia 90. And Sunil, if you were up here, I would shake your hand as much and as hard as you shook mine that day, because before Sunil, there was nothing. John Lennon said, before Elvis, there was nothing. But before Sunil, there was nothing. I remember the days way back. I played in some of the places in New York City. They were all called ovals at that time. There was New Farmers Oval, Eintracht Oval, Zarigo Oval, Metropolitan Oval, Sports Friend Oval. None of them were shaped like an oval, but nevertheless, they were all called ovals. And there was no grassroots soccer at that time, principally because there was no grass. We played on fields that were actually crushed, cinder, sand. I don't know if you know what coke is, but it's a form of coal that they had way back when, and they made fields out of it. And you went down on a slide tackle or to make a save, you really paid the price. Greg mentioned that I have more than 60 guests here, family, friends. Not all of them were invited. And it's so important, I think so noteworthy that 3 goalkeepers are being honored. And Anthony, my God, what a terrific job you did. Tony and I actually played in a game together. We were both members of the Connecticut State All-Star team about 1970. And we played only one game as an All-Star team. It was against New Jersey, which we won 1-0. I played the first half, and Tony played the second. And then we separated. Our paths went different ways. We had competing businesses, as has been mentioned. But then, working for Fox, during the Women's World Cup, Tony also worked for Fox. And there are things called production meetings, and sometimes you get a chance to go out to dinner with the people that you're working with, and somehow Tony and I always found a way to sit next to each other. And I got to know him like I never knew him before. And it was such a pleasure to know him in that way, and I miss him so much. And we all miss him at Fox, and I can't believe, I'm so sad for your family, and I know how much you loved and miss him. And from the bottom of my heart, we all in this room miss him really, really badly. I mentioned there was no grassroots soccer, so there was no youth soccer where I grew up in Greenpoint, Brooklyn. I actually played Little League Baseball, and I played some basketball too. And it was when my basketball coach told me that the only way I was going to get my name in lights was to change it to exit. Then I decided that I had to find another endeavor. You know, I started to mention that there were 3 goalkeepers being honored, and the reason that I felt it was so special is because the selection committee, and thank you, selection committee, I don't know who you are, but thank you so much. The 3 goalkeepers are being honored because there's a feeling in the room that there's a lot to be saved here. So I played at Brooklyn Tech, and we didn't win the city championship, Greg. You got that one wrong, but we got eliminated in the semifinal. And I did go to LIU, and one of my first awards that I received at LIU was honorable mention All-American. And I had to look up that word, honorable, what that really meant. But upon finding out, I used it and continue to use it, I think, I hope, and I hope I'm perceived that way, on how I lived my life and conducted my soccer and my daily businesses. In fact, when I did go stock car racing for a 6-year career with a NASCAR license, I actually won one year Sportsman of the Year. And Sportsman of the Year was given to the driver who spent the most money and accomplished the least. But at least I did it in an honorable fashion. I did coach in the 1966 championship game. Long Island University lost to San Francisco, and at LIU, and Carlo Tramatozzi, the team captain, is with us. And somehow in trying to prepare for tonight's speech, I found some 1966 emails in the form of Western Union telegrams. And I'd like to read a couple of them to you. Oh, by the way, Sunil, how do you do this? I watched you today. Sometimes it goes like this, and then sometimes it's like this. So I'll just take them off. Hearty congratulations on victory over Michigan State. We beat Michigan State, LIU beat Michigan State 2-2. The tiebreaker was corner kicks. And we had 7, and they had 6. And that's how we advanced to the final game. Hearty congratulations on victory over Michigan State. Now for the championship, you can do it. R. Gordon Hoxie, the chancellor of the university, Long Island University. Another one, email. Good luck today. We'll be cheering for you from Founders Hall at 3 p.m. That's the gymnasium. So what they did, they had someone at the game that had a telephone, hardline, and announced the game through a telephone that they broadcast into the gym. Sorry, Mike. And that's how the people in the gym heard, how we did. And this one is signed by the cheerleaders. So, sorry, Barbara. Oh, and this is one of my favorites. I mentioned Carlo Tramatozzi. We had several players of Italian heritage. Carlo Tramatozzi, Marcello Launi, Louis Galaro. They were the backbone of our team, and this one is really special. Congratulations, Carlo, Marcello, and Louis. Best of luck in the final. We wish you all of the best. God bless you. Pope Pius XII. I met Steve Jungle. Does that name ring a bell? Yeah. I met Steve Jungle maybe 5 years ago, 6, at a MLS combine. He was watching the players. Actually, Fernando Clavillo introduced me again to him. And he didn't recognize me at first. I refereed so many of his games. And then finally, when he realized, I introduced myself, and he realized, how, because I did over 200 MISL games. I was also the assigner. And that included the opening game, the championship game, the first game in Madison Square Garden, which was a big deal for me growing up in New York. But Steve Jungle said to me, "I never liked you as a ref, but I respected you." And I took that as a really, really meaningful comment, and having something to do with the word honorable. I had several mentors. Everybody has mentors. Gary Rosenthal, the coach of LIU, was my first mentor. He told me that I better marry Barbara before somebody else does. When Gary became dean of students, he left me the team. I was the assistant coach, and he left me the team of a very talented group. So I was 23 years old, but it wasn't my team. But I coached the team to the championship game, and we lost. But it's just, he was a terrific mentor to me. He's no longer with us. Walter Chisowitz, I played with him near the end of his career at the Newark Ukrainians. He became director of coaching, Detmar Kramer's hand-picked man to lead the United States developed coaching after Detmar left. Walter believed in me. I became the goalkeeper coach at the coaching schools and taught those schools for so many years. I became the assistant coach with the national team, the assistant coach with the five-a-side team that John Kowalski led to bronze medal. So Walter was a very, very meaningful person in my life that we lost much too early, and an important mentor. Earl Foreman was the commissioner of the original MISL. He taught me a lot about the organization and administration of leagues. So it was and I worked for 15 years at MLS, and what a crew we had there, with Don Garba, Ivan Gazidis, Mark Abbott, Bill Sage, the gentleman who hired me, and I had a fantastic time there, even when they asked me to take a salary cut when we were reduced to 10 teams. And what a comeback that league has made. Let's give that league a round of applause. Michael Cohen was mentioned as having the courage and confidence to bring me to Fox. I don't know how, that's been so much fun. And Rob Stone is the person who promulgated the character of Dr. Joe that has, made whatever I say hopefully a little bit interesting. My family is here. Greg mentioned them. And it's about this time when someone closes their remarks to say thank you to everybody that has impacted my life. About this time, a person who is being honored would say, I want to apologize to my family for not being there for them, for all the times that we missed and all the things that, we were not able to attend because I was away for so many occasions. But I can't say that to my family because I've taken them everywhere I go. They have been to every game at LIU, every game at New Haven, every MISL game that I refereed, every MLS game. They were with me in Italia 90. They were with me at Vancouver, the Women's World Cup, and hopefully they're going to be able to be with me in Russia when I continue that work for Fox. Olivia, I missed your high school graduation, and I promised you that when you graduate from college, we'll go to France for the Women's World Cup. There was a TV show back in the 60s called You Are There. It was hosted by Walter Cronkite. Anyone remember it? He ended the show this way. What kind of day has it been? A day that a day that lived. Well, I can't even remember what he used to say. Let me try that again. And I didn't have anything to drink either. What kind of day has it been? A day like all days, that filled with those events that alter and illuminate our times, except you are there. So I can say a little bit about my life. What kind of life has it been? A life, a very special life. And Barbara has been with me for every single moment of that life. And it wouldn't be special, and nothing that I've done or anything that has been special to me wouldn't be special without you at my side. So Barbara, thank you for being at my side for. We know each other 57 years. We've been married 53. I have a Twitter account. And I even have a faux Twitter account. And there's been a lot on Twitter, you know, congratulations, Dr. Joe, and some of it has come from former campers. And one of them really touched my heart today. And I don't know who it's from. He wrote, "He won't remember, but he taught me how to stand up to bullies." And if that's something that I accomplished in my life, along with the things that you have recognized me for, I really took that as meaningful and special. Thank you, everybody. I'm not used to speaking in public. Love you guys.